So, Brent, you know me, I was back in my laboratory coming up with a new song, and when I say back in my laboratory, literally 2 seconds ago,
when you were downloading, when I came back from getting a coffee, I was like, oh, this is a brand new one.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's
Just
always
out
a
of the
brand new one.
studios.
It's always a farm fresh, organic, you know what I'm saying? And still has that smell in there, that fresh new jam. So, Hamby, I haven't listened to it yet to set it up a little bit. Brent, this is the style of, I believe, like it's a restaurant. So I don't know. We'll see.
Here we go. Shock your mock.
Long intro.
In the heart of Duval, beneath the bright sun, Brent and Dustin, 2 friends, second to none. They talked of the Jags with hope so high, dreaming of victory under the white sky in the season of picks. The NFL draft.
Oh, we almost lost her for a second.
They make their mock boards with skill and craft. Shock your mock, a saying they'd cheer their passion for the game. Undeniably clear, each year they waited with joy.
How long is this?
With strife.
I don't know, man. You made it.
You know what this reminds me
of? I haven't listened to it.
You know what I feel like?
What?
I seriously feel like I'm at Catholic church listening to the bad music. You know, like there's always music at church and some are better than others.
Yeah.
This is the bad one. This is like, you know the kid, you know the parents and their kids singing at church and you're like, you got to say that they did a great job, but they really didn't.
Yes.
That's what this is.
So that was Coffee House.
That was terrible.
Not going to use Coffee House again.
Yeah, that was bad.
Shout out to Sinead O'Connor coming back from the grave.
I was actually going to say that sounded like
May she rest in peace.
the Cranberry singer for 2 seconds.
Zombie. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know AI could be pitchy, but when she hit those notes, she really didn't hit those notes.
Well, that just killed the whole vibe. Well, let's get some crappy mock here to really accentuate what we just went through there. I'm sorry, buddy. You know, I thought Coffee House could be something new, acoustic guitar and everything, and man, that flopped.
Yeah, you know, like sometimes
flopped, Brent.
I've listened on the, I don't know if it's called Coffee House on Sirius XM. They have a channel, and I feel like I've heard that channel. It's like, it doesn't sound like that.
Yeah, no, that was not a coffee house. That was a coffee house front. That was like the Folgers downtown where you think it's a coffee place, but you know something. You know they're doing something over there. We've been over this, man.
Is it an accusation?
No, we talked about this before. How they're pumping in the smells downtown. Like you remember anybody that works at the Folgers? What is this? Yeah, this is better.
The OG.
This is
No. First of all, Hamby, it ain't the.
In a small town, hearts aglow.
Yeah, so much
There's
better.
a tale
I know. I remember.
about
This is the country
Prince and
version of it.
Dustin on the raft rail.
We're going to bring up the Folgers or Maxwell House downtown. Not
Is it Folgers or Maxwell? I can't remember.
We're going to make
Maxwell, sorry.
accusations, make them about the right price.
Well, I don't drink coffee, so there we go. All right,
He's had some.
Hamby, ready to go here before we go completely off the rails?
Here we go.
Oh, we're off.
Oh, we are off. All right. First mock. Let me go and bring up the name so we can give credit to this person, Brent.
All right, I like this. It fits all on one page.
This was a really aesthetically pleasing mock draft, was it not?
It's aesthetically pleasing.
Like, we
doesn't
can't
look like they traded at all.
Yeah, and
way to go.
And listen, in retrospect, for next season, I'm going to request no trades, but we can't do that now, right?
Yeah,
because
it's
we
too late.
already had a Malik Neighbors going on to the next round because of a trade, so we just can't say, "Whoa, you get special treatment, another person doesn't."
This is teal or deal.
I like that.
That's very good.
Like deal or no deal, but teal or deal.
I get it.
I like it. All right, pick number 17, Brent. Going with Byron Murphy out of Texas, defensive lineman, 6.5 feet tall, 297, 32 and 3/8 inch arms, ran a 4.87, 33-inch vert, and he actually bench pressed. Guy said, shoulders be damned, I'm going to lift my weights at the combine for a rep of 28. Brent, your initial thoughts?
I liked it more about a month ago than I like now with Murphy. I see it, but I definitely have pushed this down my board a little bit.
Yeah.
because of the signing of Eric Armstead. I would have liked it more without Armstead, and I love the signing of Armstead. So I feel like this has a little bit more of a luxury feel than, say, a pass rusher does.
So this guy, scouts are saying that he has an extremely twitchy-like first step. And looking at this guy a little more, Brent, like a mom that's late taking her kids to school on JTB, his pass rush is driven by relentless energy and some bad intentions.
Oh, very good.
Think about that a little bit. Listen, I know, and then one more, Hamby got it. Scouts are saying also, actually one scout, this is an AFC regional scout, said, I know a lot of people love talking about Tavondre Sweat, but Murphy will be the better pro. So I like the comparison of Ed Oliver. I think Ed Oliver
That's a good one.
is
Had a nice
a
career
good
in
guy
Buffalo.
from Buffalo and everything. So I like the pick, but once again, when you brought in Eric Armstead, and keep in mind, this draft was done after Eric Armstead was here, so he knew, where do you put him right away, you know?
Yeah, and again, he can be you can get the rotation, but they have some pretty good depth now, like in that interior. I mean, Devon Hamilton obviously is under a lot of money, and Roy Robertson Harris, and I think they've got flexibility there where, they could play Byron Murphy in packages while he'll see the field. I just don't know you need. I mean, heck, is he going to give you more? Well, he would give you more, but they even have, like, they re-signed Ledbetter.
Yeah.
Like, as your eighth guy in your rotation, like Ledbetter, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Now, can you get a better? And listen, I don't hate Byron Murphy to the Jags. I just think now off the Armstead stuff, I don't like it as much.
For sure, because I feel like Ledbetter too is a pretty good name. Like it's a strong football name. You know, it's also a good Pearl Jam song too. Shout out to Palm Beach Autographs, Martin Buckley, big Pearl Jam.
Yeah, huge pump.
I got you.
I
I got
got
you,
song
Martin.
of the weekend.
Oh, nice. All right, next pick, we're going Troy Franklin. Here's a new face to our mock
it
draft.
is.
Pick number 48, 6'2", 176, 4'1", 39-inch vertical, 10'4" on the broad jump. NFL comparison is Chris Olave. Brent, your initial thoughts?
Well, I like that comparison.
I do. Is that sarcasm or are you being for real?
No, I do.
Okay, yeah.
I will code you not. I'm interested in seeing Olave's been good in New
He's
Orleans.
been good, but they don't give him the ball enough. But go ahead.
We're going to get a bunch of receivers if you're going to go round two. I said this yesterday. And so pick your poison. Now, Franklin's a guy that's name was kind of higher up there, I think, earlier on in the draft process. Mm-hmm. And now you're seeing him a little bit later on. But I don't hate the pick if you're going to go 48. You better get a receiver in one of those first two picks. I would like the Jags to trade up out of that 48 spot and go get the best receiver left on the board if they're going to take one in round two.
So a little about Franklin. He can be a coveted complementary piece or turn into an established wide receiver 176 pounds. He's a big play guy, super explosive, 176 pounds, and can take the top off of any defense, 176 pounds. All right, next pick, we have pick number 96, Renardo Green, cornerback out of Florida State. Brent, 6 feet tall. A lot of 6-footers today. 6 feet tall, 186, 31 and 1/4 arms. I think that's long. 4'9" in the 40, 37.5-inch vertical, and a 10'10" in the broad jump. Brent, your initial thoughts?
I like his length. I think he can play physical. He's also played some safety, by the way, in college. He's played a lot of football games in college and in Tallahassee, so you like that. Listen, I think Florida State has some good players that are going to project nicely to the NFL. I don't hate this one at pick number 96.
So interesting reading about here. He's a pure press man cornerback, which inspires you a lot with the defense that the Jaguars hope to implement here. He had some of his best games against LSU wide receivers, which, once again, you got to like that. The only downside, and is this really a downside? The guy is a giant bully. Okay, he's going to draw some penalties. He's going to get some flags. But at the end of the day, he's got that dog in him, Brent. And you have to ask yourself the question. If you draft him, do you just put a sign outside of Everbank Field now and say, beware of the dog? You know, because he might sick himself on some unsuspecting fans. Guy sounds like he plays with a chip on his shoulder. But I like that.
Yeah, I don't mind it too. The weakness that I see in one of the write-ups says physical playing style is likely to be penalized more in the NFL than it was in college. So I guess my only curiosity there is if it's a technique thing where you're not going to break bad habits because they're going to call it in the NFL. And I haven't read that about a lot of folks over the years. Like, I don't know how different they call it in the college game versus the NFL game.
Yeah.
So do you have to break some of those habits? If that is the case, then that could be kind of an all or nothing type of deal. You either can do that or you can't.
No, for sure. But once again, Shad Khan, if you draft this guy, make sure you put that sign out just for, liability purposes.
Yeah, like you said, by the flip side, that says doesn't allow bigger opponents to bully him in space either. So, yeah.
I mean, do my research? Do I do my research?
He's got the dog in him.
He's got the dog in him. Pick number 114, we're going Dominic Puny. Guy's been on the show a lot recently.
Big Dom.
Big Dom, I like that. I said that he danced with the Sugar Plum Fairies, and I apologize, Dom, for saying that. 6'5" out of Kansas, 313, 5'3", 5 in the 40, 8'11" in the broad jump. NFL comparison, once again, we talked about it before. Dan Feeney, don't know who that is. Brent, what more is there to say? Plays with bad intentions and has some very, very nimble feet. That's all people talk about with this guy. Believe me when I say that this guy has such nimble feet, Brent, that he could take part in Igor Strahovski's famous ballet. You know what I'm talking about. That's correct, Brent. The Rite of Spring. Yes, the Rite of Spring. Brent, your thoughts?
That play was fantastic.
Good. Emotional.
Yes, it was touching. So is this guy's versatility. He's played right tackle, left tackle, and now guard, and he projects obviously as a guard at the next level. So I think people are going to like that. And from Central Missouri all the way to Kansas, I like this player. And again, I like the spot. I like guard in this round. I think that makes some sense for the Jags with these 2 fourth-round picks to take guard and try to get a little bit better in that spot, because projecting, you're going to need a right guard next year, whether that's Cooper Hodges or somebody else.
Brent, how you feeling right now with, are we addressing some needs here? How you feeling overall?
Well, I think I don't mind what they're doing with wide receiver and corner. I just think Byron Murphy's been shoved up too much. And I also have a feeling that this guy is Irish because he's about to take like another Murphy.
Oh, I didn't even notice that part. Good call. But it's so easy to read, so he gets a little bit of a bump.
It is.
It looks
still is very. Nice, this is aesthetically pleasing. This is first place prize.
Going back to the Murphys. That was my Irish accent. Didn't really work that well. More of like a leprechaun. I tried, guys.
I don't know what was.
I tried, man. Hey. I'm trying new things out, Brent.
I honestly thought you just had a wild stroke.
I'm workshopping, guys. You got to try new voices every once in a while. Gabriel Murphy.
Almost called 911.
Yeah, well, sometimes you should. 6'2", 247, 30.5-inch arms. Trent Baalke's going to swipe left on this one just based off his arms alone. And Brent, I know you're older. That means that if you're on a dating app, you're not going to select him.
Not swiping right is what that means.
Guy did run a 4.68 though. Pretty impressive. 39.5 in the vertical, 10.3 on the broad jump. And this guy said, once again, biceps be damned. I'm going to bench press at the combine. Had 25 reps in the bench press. He works with his hands and feet in perfect harmony to elude blockers like a shifty runner eluding tackles. And that was a verse from Ebony and Ivory. Brent, your initial thoughts? Working together in perfect harmony.
That's a great song, by the way.
So great.
Maybe we need to see Murphy and Puny in the same kind of ballet if they got the harmony and the.
Good point. Eluding, nimbleness.
I just saw it. I'm gonna steal this from John Shipley because I think it goes in this conversation. This guy's an edge player, right? Mm-hmm. And Shipley, I think I saw something he tweeted this morning, or maybe it was last night. I can't remember when, but he said, and he's taking it from a different guy website. And he put all the compilation of Trent Baalke edge guy, what he looks like.
Okay, it's better not be from PFF. That's all I'm going to say.
No, I think they took all the times that Baalke's picked somebody.
Okay.
And what he measures out to be. So
gotcha.
Height, weight, 270 pounds almost. But here's the one: arm length on average of the edge guys is 34.77. This guy's 30.5. Cross him off your board, Irish or not. Off the board.
Oh, man.
I mean, that's 4 inches less.
Oh, I forgot we got the horn back. My bad.
I really shouldn't take Arjun Menon, I think, is a big data bowl. Is this guy?
Yeah, so
he was a big data bowl guy.
30 is just not going to cut it, Brent. You know. Best of luck to him, though.
Remember the data bowl? Remember that thing? Did you know about that?
Data bowl?
Yeah, it was like a thing.
I thought that was like what players are getting busted with for like performance enhancing.
I remember.
On that
I
data
vaguely
bowl?
remember the data bowl. That guy also, by the way, worked with the Jets in the analytic department too before he did some more of this draft stuff.
Okay, pick number, where are we at right now? 153. Let's go to Louisville, Brent. Louisville. Not Louisville. We're going Jamari Thrash, wide receiver, 6 feet. This is definitely the 6 feet club.
Yeah.
6 feet, 188, 31 inch arms, ran a 4.46, 34 inch vertical, 10 on the broad jump. Brent, any thoughts at all?
Not really.
Okay.
Doesn't do much for me.
Okay.
You got any?
Yeah, I mean, so he's a wide receiver, obviously, plays with more finesse than strength. So he may have come from like a European coaching style of wide receiver, the Euro step, all that BS. He's not a physical guy. All right. So special teams might be kind of a liability because this guy is all finesse.
Yeah, that's not probably the write-up you want when you're headed to the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, when a scout says finesse is a big part of this guy's game, I don't know if you can, if that's a compliment or not. I would probably say no.
I would say no.
Give me more of that Debo Samuel, you know what I'm saying?
A kicker.
Pick number 212, Joshua Carty. He's a kicker, so I don't know I guess he did good. What do you want me to tell you? Stanford, kicker, made some.
Listen, these
what more do you want?
These late kicker things don't bother me because the Jags need to make sure they have one.
Do you think Trent Baalke would base his kickers off a wingspan too and stuff or not? No, so it's real talk.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Hey, John Shipley, why don't you investigate that one a little bit and get back to us.
God.
And the last pick of this draft is going to be, we're going to Penn State offensive tackle, Caden Wallace, 6'5", 314, 34-inch arms. That's the Trent Baalke Blue Light Special. Hit it if you want, but it's the last pick, And then 10 3/4 hands. Big hands, by the way, Brent. Ran a 5.15, 31-inch vertical, and a 9.8 in the broad jump. Overall, displays tenacious effort. Blocks a proper hand placement, but can be too deliberate in his telegraphed punches, and also can be beaten to the spot with NFL quickness. Going to be a project.
Overall, again, I don't hate this mock draft. Aesthetically pleasing for sure. But I just don't. The Murphy is out of line here, I think. I think both Murphys really are out of line, but especially the top one. So, and again, I don't not like the player. I don't not like the position. If we come away with a defensive lineman on night one of the draft, I'm really interested to see the reaction in Jacksonville about that.
What do you think you get more of a negative reaction for? A defensive tackle interiorly or offensive lineman?
Gosh. For me or for the masses?
I know you and you know me. And I know that I know you. What I'm saying is from the overall public perception. Take us out of it.
I think they'd be more disappointed with defensive linemen.
Yeah, I kind of lean that way
because
too.
all fans want more offensive linemen.
Yeah, especially from last year, how it looked. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
how we doing? Are we going right to the next one?
All right. Let's do a little. I can do a little commercial break here live. Just a reminder that we'll be at Best Bet St. Augustine on Friday, 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. Come join us for lunch. And, table games, a little poker. Got some big events going on at Best Bet St. Augustine this weekend. And we will be there. Hang with us. Have some lunch with us. Have some fun. And Best Bet St. Augustine, 10 o'clock until 1 o'clock on Friday. The show hits the road. Once again, Brent and Austin show on the road. And a little word is we'll have a special guest. Not live and in person, but on the show on Friday. I think you'll like that as well. But I don't want to tease it too much, just in case it doesn't come true.
Okay. I like that, Brent. I respect that.
All right. So there you go. There's my commercial break.
I mean, he still hasn't played the best one.
Did you know that this Ashland University Eagles shirt, by the way, is from was worn on Ted Lasso's show? Not this one specifically, but
really?
This style shirt.
I'm trying to jam real quick.
Hold on, real quick. Like someone wore an Ashland shirt, or like that style of like color?
No. Someone wore an Ashland University shirt, and it was this look. It looked like this.
Why?
On Ted Lasso.
I mean, like, were they from Ashland? Is that the story?
Yeah, there's some like background information there. I'm not super familiar.
Okay.
Listen close as Brent and Dustin take the stage. Rap talk spinning like records. Wisdom of sage.
Pick it up,
Jigs
pick
in
it
the
up.
hunt.
It's the third song we played during Shock Your Mock today.
Yep.
Hamby's having fun. He misses the song when he's not in.
Yeah.
His corner full effect.
I got to be honest. The song yesterday was the worst yet.
No, the one we played today was
the one today was by far the worst one of all time. It was.
It wasn't even close.
I mean, it's
the comments in the chat alone were
horrible.
Derogatory.
It was
to say
horrible.
the least.
Yeah, I didn't display the chat for a reason.
It was an abomination to music everywhere.
Here we go.
All right. Hammy, who's this one from? Pretty clear.
Actually,
view
not
as well.
bad.
Not bad.
The most aesthetically pleasing Shock Your Mock of the series.
Yes.
This could be because of the way that it was downloaded and framed and everything, but credit to the viewers.
Yeah.
All right.
And we got some new names here.
This is William Spinks. William Spinks.
They're
William
related.
Spinks?
They're related to you, Hamby?
Huh?
I'm just wondering.
Oh yeah. Hey guys, this is not my mock draft. I did make one that I can show you.
Yeah.
But despite the
we don't have
three
enough time.
Georgia
Three
players
Georgia Bulldogs in this mock
and a
draft.
UCF player, this is not mine.
All right. We ready to go?
Yeah, I guess so. We're ready.
All right. So let me preface by saying this. I had a whole thing set up here where I was going to absolutely roast this mocker. And I was going to roast Amarius Mims, correct?
Yes.
Pick number 17.
Yeah.
And I had these jokes written out and everything. It was going to be a 10-minute monologue about Amarius Mims and how much you're not going to come here. But then I looked up Amarius Mims and I saw how big he was. And he is 6'8", 340 pounds. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm not going to say a damn thing. So with that being said, Brent, your first initial thoughts?
I hate picking offensive tackle in the first round at 17.
Yeah? Okay.
I don't hate you, Mr. Mims.
Yeah, because he's on social media. He could be watching
By the way,
this.
how's his driving record?
Squeaky clean.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Just checking on the Georgia guys.
I'm not coming along with that one. Brent, what if he watches this? What if we actually... I mean, let's be honest.
Is it a fair question every time we have a Georgia player? Well,
No.
guilty by association.
Give me a
Good by
break.
association. Listen, I don't want to go to bed knowing that Amarius Mims watched... Amarius or Marius?
Amarius.
I don't want to go to bed knowing that Mr. Mims was watching our video and had something to say about Brent Martineau's comments. Nevertheless, ran a 5.07, 25 inches on the vertical jump. I'm not going to say that's bad or anything. Maybe he had a rough night of sleep.
He's 340 pounds.
Maybe he had a rough night of sleep. Maybe, didn't fully warm up. NFL comparison is Donovan Smith.
Doesn't hop to the fridge.
Doesn't... You done? You couldn't say this about the kicker? We have to go with Mims here? Okay, anyways, don't really know who Donovan Smith is, but I don't remember him per se. Do you? No, you don't. That's okay. But I'm sure he's a hell of a player. And Mims has more development to go, but he's a day one prospect with traits and talent, obviously due to his size. And I'm sure someplace right now, Gabriel Murphy's like, hey, can I have some of that length, please?
Yeah. Where's he playing? He's playing left tackle and you're getting rid of somebody, right? Is that what we've figured out? Like if you're taking a tackle, you're not sitting him on the bench.
Right.
No, you're not sitting him.
So that means see you later to Cam Robinson and or Walker Little, but especially Cam.
Correct, yeah. So if you take him, I got to think that Mims is starting left, and then you got Harrison starting right, and then the easier guy to get off the books would be who? Cam Robinson?
Yeah.
And then Cam Robinson's hopefully getting traded.
Yeah. To trade up to get a wide receiver, not a left tackle.
Yeah. For sure. And Mr. Mims, by the way, that was at Brent AS Jax for all those negative comments about you and where you come from.
Chris Jenkins.
Chris Jenkins, former New York Jet Chris Jenkins, found the space-time continuum, went back in time, and wants to give it another go now, coming from Michigan. Just kidding. This is actually, I believe, his son, who Chris Jenkins also NFL player. Brent, you ever heard of him?
I have.
Okay, great. Chris Jenkins, this one, 6'3", 299, ran a 4.91, 30-inch vertical, 9.7 on the broad jump, 29 reps on the bench press. Your thoughts?
Well, it's nothing personal. Nothing ever is here. But we're taking two spots, offensive tackle and defensive tackle, that are not even the top three needs, in my opinion, on the team. Now, best player, need. Obviously, this is a BPA guy who's doing this mock draft. I can respect it, but I feel like you shoved the Georgia Bulldog guy up to the top, quite frankly. And now we're shoving big fellas up to the top. And I'm just wondering where they're fitting, how they're playing, what we're doing on draft night to make room for them.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. You know, you don't really address any needs, I feel like, right here with your first 2 picks. One could say, theoretically, both these guys, and it wouldn't happen, but both these guys may not even see starting reps.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
well, as the roster fits right now,
Yeah.
I mean, you have to play Mims at the starting left tackle, but you've got to make moves to do that.
So NFL comparison to Chris Jenkins is Milton Williams. This guy
His dad?
Huh?
It's not his dad.
That's not his dad. Yeah, I guess not. Which is kind of it's kind of a bummer. I didn't think about that. Brent, so this guy flashes more rush talent than the numbers indicate. Wish GMs would have took that into account when I was playing football. Dad was a 4-time Pro Bowler. And listen, we talk about the bloodlines and everything. We saw what it did for Roman Reigns in WWE. The bloodline is everything. So you got to like what Chris Jenkins can bring to the table from that perspective.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not, this isn't even about the players. This is really about position to me.
Yeah.
More than anything else. And I'm not saying the Jets couldn't use help in those spots, but I just don't think in the first and second one.
A scout was quoted saying that he is a relentless pass rusher with energy, utilizing active hands, feet to find openings. Basically, Jack Nicholson in The Shining. Hamby, you seen it?
No.
Yeah, way too young. Next pick.
Well, we're going The Shining?
Brent, what do you expect from this kid?
I mean,
you think have your kids seen The Shining?
No. Good point.
Yeah, come on, man.
Actually, Kaylee might have. She likes that scary movie stuff.
Really?
Yeah. She might have seen it. You like scary movies?
I'm scared. No, I'm out.
Oh, okay. Soft.
You, Brent? Scary
Not
movies?
really.
I mean, if they're done right, okay. But like, they're all kind of the same unless like it's something like Jack Nicholson.
But The Shining was different level.
I mean, when you have the golden bear coming down the hall and swinging the
good
axe.
stuff.
Yeah, I'm kidding. Renardo Green, 6 feet. We just had him. 186, 31 and 1 force inch arms, 449, 37-inch vertical, 10-10 on the broad. Brent just had him again, but here we go. This is the dog. We're bringing some dogs to Everbank. Thoughts about Renardo Green going pick number 85 in a trade that I have no idea what happened.
Well, by the way, these 2 picks I think were in the other one, Green and Puny.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is I think Puny was way higher in the other one. Maybe it wasn't, but they're both. They were both in both mock drafts. I've seen these names quite a bit, Puny especially.
Yeah.
114 in this one. The other one.
Okay.
Had him at 96.
So about the same. Yeah, about the same.
Comparable.
Yeah. Because they traded up, so 85, they got Renardo Green, and 96, Renardo Green. Again, I like the corner play. I don't mind the guard play in the middle of the rounds, but why are we waiting until 114 to get receiver?
Yeah, fair. Next pick, once again, a familiar face, Dominic Puny. Once again, if the Jaguars are going to put on a play or a ballet featuring Igor Stravinsky's famous ballet, Brent, say it with me because I know you know it this time. The Rite of Spring, correct. Brent nailed
Very
it.
good. It was fantastic.
Nailed it.
That and The Shining.
Powerful.
My highlights.
Very powerful. Listen, nimble feet guy, like Brent has mentioned, has played everywhere. I mean, where he's taken here at 96, I still think there's some good value as well. He went to Kansas. Forgot they played football at Kansas. Nevertheless, though, it'd be a good depth siding and could probably play a multitude of positions.
You worried about me having Mims after me. You got the whole state of Kansas after you, the way you hammer Kansas.
The whole state of Kansas after me. Brent, like I'm worried about that. Next pick, we're going Javon Baker. Brent, pick 114. And I guess he's going to get the dog Jason Hamby stamp of approval.
Why don't you just let Hamby take over the rest of this mock draft?
All right, Hamby.
You got UCF, Georgia, and then Georgia again.
All right, Hamby.
But he said good things about it. He likes Baker.
All right, Hamby, it's your time to shine. What do you got for Javon Baker here real quick?
Javon Baker, I would be surprised if he makes it even that far down. I think he's a third-round pick, I guess, early fourth. So this is good value at 114 from this guy. Obviously, I'm hoping that we do not take Javon Baker because that means that we've already taken our receiver much earlier in the draft. But for the value, Javon Baker's a very good football player, contested catches, unbelievable down the field kind of guy. Does have a route tree. Ran a decent 40 time, not great, but consistent. production across 3 years. Obviously, he was the guy who was first committed to Alabama, so the talent was always there, and he was very, very, very good as a Knight.
Okay. Real quick, if you're going to compare him to a football player, who would you compare him to, like a current NFL player?
They're kind of putting him on the
Josh
spot.
Palmer sounds good. That's who we got compared to is Josh Palmer.
No, he's no.
Josh Palmer
So-
comparison. 6'1", go ahead.
Okay, go ahead and give me your description. I'll have a comp for you.
6'1", 202, 32 and 1/4 inch arms. That's pretty impressive. 4.54 in the 40, which, I mean, not bad. 37-inch vertical and 10-1 on the broad jump. Didn't like Alabama, so he went to UFC. One national championship pedigree to another.
UFC, bruh.
Didn't like Alabama, so he went to UCF. My bad. One national championship pedigree to another. Thanks
Can
for
you
catching
blame
that.
him for mixing that up? I mean, he's got a fight coming up next Saturday.
Good point. It happens all the time. Ball skills are NFL caliber, but the hands will lose focus
Called you bro.
at times. That happens to everybody. Yeah, so guy can drop some balls though, huh?
Yeah.
Because it says his hands will lose focus at times. So I don't know, Hamby. Either tell his hands to take some Ritalin because I'm not going to tolerate another season with the Jacksonville Jaguars and drop balls.
Oh, here's the deal. Your hands better not lose focus next Saturday in the
Brett,
UFC.
I'm locked in, man. Don't worry about me.
All right, your comp is Terry McLaurin.
Sorry, I just spit in the microphone.
You wanted a comp? You got a comp.
Just say Jerry Rice next time.
I mean,
Bro, give me a... I didn't say he was going to be a...
Antonio Brown in his prime. I mean, I don't know. What do you want to say?
I mean,
I can't
Randy
snip
Moss.
it from
listen,
you.
the scouting world is comparing these guys to people we've never heard of.
we got a chance.
I know who Josh Palmer is.
He plays for the Chargers. I know who Josh Palmer is.
I know it.
Yeah,
but most of them we haven't heard of. Let's be honest.
All right. Well, hey, we're getting Terry McLaurin in the what? The 4th, 5th round. Let's go. What a steal. Hey, Puka Nakua, eat your heart out. We got Javon Baker on the case.
Javon Baker's going to get it drafted by the Houston Texans, and in like 5 years, Hamby's coming back with receipts.
Canada better watch out because the Saskatchewan Rough Riders are getting a Terry McLaurin.
Hey, I'll say this.
Don't say it.
If Javon Baker makes a Pro Bowl in his first 2-3 years...
Okay, go on.
I'll be clipping that.
Okay, and if he doesn't?
Hey, by the way, you have every right to clip it if he does.
And if he does, you better clip yourself. Sounds good?
Bro, the odds
Bro, me
are
again.
way against me.
The odds are
Way against
You
me.
just said he's Terry McLaurin.
I understand.
Are you going to live and die on that hill, or are you going to move to someplace else?
First of all,
What are you doing?
I mean,
Rebuild the
UFC,
ant farm.
Naming the guy after a expensive sports car.
Absolutely, man. Scary Terry. Let's go.
Okay, look. You asked me for a comp. I'm thinking play style a lot more than production in the NFL. You asked me what guy is he like. I'm not telling you he's going to put up 1,200 yards 3 times in his first 4 seasons.
No, because he's going to drop some balls, and that's not going to happen.
I'm telling you, I don't know what the play style is of the 60th best receiver
It's Josh Palmer.
in the NFL. I don't know.
The
I know who that
answer would have
is.
been Josh Palmer. Josh Palmer plays for the Chargers.
I know who he is.
He's going to be a one receiver probably for them this year.
Well, yeah, which is a joke.
I like your high hopes, though, for him.
Instead of, well, yeah.
Oh yeah, Brent. Okay, for that instance. All right, let's go. Then.
All right, fine. Let me go on Tyke Smith then.
Okay, yep. Tiki Smith, let's go.
Tyke Smith, field general. In some teams, you could put the green dot on him and you'd be fine.
Okay. NFL comparison, Deion Sanders.
No.
Okay.
He's a safety. Deion Sanders played corner.
But he can do it all right.
Tyke Smith's comp is going to be.
Here he comes, Jamal Adams, Honey Badger.
It's going to be.
Ed Reed. I mean,
it's going to be. Gosh dang, this is hard.
They can't even name a safety.
I'm going to go with. Just run his description real quick.
Oh, okay. That's my turn. 5'10", 202, 31 and 5/8 inch arms. He gets burnt for a big play. You can call him Tiki Torch, but I guess his name's Tiki Torch. Listen, he played the star position, Hamby, which means he can play all positions.
Yeah,
okay?
this guy's versatile.
This guy's very versatile.
We had him yesterday.
Kind of what Savage is being brought here to do in Jacksonville. One could think that he could have the same role as a Savage could have.
He's still looking for a comp.
Typing in.
How about we move
Darnell
on so we can
Savage
finish
now.
this segment? Nehemiah Pitchett?
Yeah, I was going to ask you for that pronunciation, Brent. Is that what we're going with?
Pritchett.
Nehemiah?
Nehemiah?
Nehemiah. Nehemiah. Okay, we're getting the corner over here
Guys
saying
are
Nehemiah.
pathetic.
Nehemiah Pritchett. Hamby.
It's part of
be
the
easy
game.
now. 6 feet tall, 190, 31 and 5/8 inch arms. Ran a 4.36, Brent, 34-inch vertical. Athleticism's
Yeah.
off the charts. Production, not so much, though.
It played for Auburn.
Played for Auburn, yeah.
I mean,
Is that the MO of an Auburn football team?
Well,
Athleticism
seems like the last couple of
off
years.
the charts, but production just okay. So hips can get sticky when flipping from his back pedal, so maybe a little WD-40 on those hips.
Yeah, we need some
loosen
oil.
things up a little bit. Lacks ideal aggression when run heads his way. Stays attached to the perimeter blocks for too long. But some pluses are he's super athletic, has multiple coverage techniques, outstanding arm length to slow receivers from press, and that is going to be a Trent Baalke Blue Light special as well.
one more Georgia Bulldog, wide receiver.
Okay, I love this guy. He shouldn't be drafted.
Oh, wow.
Why do you love him and he shouldn't be drafted?
I mean, because he was phenomenal for us, but this guy's role is going to be on special teams. He was a phenomenal special team. Like, he was good as a receiver, like good build, great blocker. He's going to be a blocker. He will play NFL football. Okay, he shouldn't be drafted in the first 6 rounds. But
Well, this is 7th rounder.
Yeah,
okay,
so
okay, so I would take
But
this.
it's either undrafted free agency or you grab a guy in the 7th round.
Right.
So this seems like a guy that you could grab.
This guy will probably play as a special teams specialist, a blocking receiver. I mean, he can go get it, but he's not going to wow you with really anything in particular.
Okay.
All right.
Long-limbed wide receiver who might not have the skill set or traits needed to uncover against NFL competition.
Yeah, sounds like a
pretty
special
rough.
teams guy.
Yeah, that's kind of a all right.
He's a 7th round pick. I mean, that's
Yes, yeah,
break down the 7th round pick from Georgia.
yeah.
Wonder what his comp is. Justin Jefferson?
Oh, he's from Georgia, Brent. We got it. Lad, NFL comparison. Lad McConkey. they're all good. Yeah.
I'm surprised we haven't seen a McConkey. Have we had one?
Nope.
We have not had Lad McConkey yet.
Or we only had like one Pearsall, I think.
Yeah, we had one.
We had
That's
one
a
or
little
two
surprising.
Pearsalls.
Yeah. All right, do we have our results in? I'm taking mock draft number 1. It wasn't only aesthetically pleasing,
Yeah.
even though I don't love the Byron Murphy move. I hate the offensive lineman move worse, and the 3 Georgia Bulldog moves.
Agreed. Yeah, I'm with you. Pick number 1. Sorry, Hamby.
I don't even know who it was because
Maybe
I
next
tweeted the
time.
wrong people because I forgot that you changed it. You audibled late today.
I did call an audible, Brent. I give that information. Hey,
The winner,
that's on you.
The winner was Teal Ordeal, and I'm agreeing with you despite the 3 dogs taken by William
And the
Spinks.
UCF guy, too,
You've
right?
come a long way.
And the UCF guy.
Come a long way, Hamby.
Hamby.
I gotta
Nice
take
job.
the D lineman in the first round over the O lineman.